Some Minecraft YouTubers, both well-known and newer, have sold or rented their channels to heavily promote betting and slot machine sites. This is a major issue, as we'll discuss. But first, let me ask, in entertainment, is there anything worse than profiting from others' losses? In this world of content creators, what could be worse than working to spread a disease that's responsible for destroying jobs, relationships, and even lives themselves? I'll address that, subjecting kids and teens to all this. The channels we're going to expose here today have traded moral conscience and values for blood-stained money. Make no mistake, they are just a glimpse of opportunism and dishonesty. Several other negligent creators promoted, did live streams and stories, but when things got heated, they pretended they knew nothing. Today, they pocketed a lot of money, let me tell you, and pretend nothing happened. That's how it is. Promote what you want, but be honest, warn, and explain. Apologize for making a kid's channel a path to addiction while profiting from others' naivety in silence. To clarify, since 2019, gambling addiction has been officially recognized as a disease. When we discuss influencers paid to promote this, it's not to put ourselves on an ethical pedestal or act like saints. The real reason for videos like this is because what these people are doing is, by definition, spreading a recognized pathology. Doing this with adults is already questionable since not everyone has the psychological ability or education to protect themselves from such advertising. Now, promoting Tigrinho to an audience that's almost entirely children and teens can't be justified. It's just opportunistic and shows poor character. Who's been doing this? Actually, quite a few people. When these channels began publishing this content, most fans reacted with outrage, but not for the expected reasons. The initial suspicion was that the channels had been hacked by Tigrinho. In fact, many people still believe this, refusing to admit that such a beloved creator would be capable of throwing his own audience under the bus for money. But yes, we know that's exactly what they did, and I'm here to bring some behind-the-scenes information to add even more to this. And without further ado, it's time to name names. Let, for those who don't know, was one of the leading figures of the current generation of Minecraft creators on YouTube. In 2020, he, Apu, and LGGJ formed the Brotherhood, a group of YouTubers who became very influential in Brazil's Minecraft community. It functioned much like ADR or Brackman. Colleagues share content, start series, and collaborate on content creation. Delet now has 1.04 million subscribers. 5 months ago, in his last public video, he compiled every episode of Surviving 1,000 Days in a Zombie Apocalypse. And believe it or not, this compilation was over 14 hours long. The result, almost 1 million views. In a video of that length, that many views can only mean one thing: a lot of money. That's a very low estimate. Even with poor monetization, this video earned at least 5 minimum wages. That's only one video. Now, your channel is all videos and live streams promoting Tigrinho. Disappointed and disbelieving comments, as well as a legacy that's forever tarnished. The behavior of Delet and some other former members of the Brotherhood forced Apu and LGGGJ to officially end the group's activities. In a statement made on Twitter. Clarification note about the Brotherhood group. The Brotherhood was not just a group of colleagues, but also a company. As responsible partners, Apu and LGGJ want to share that the Brotherhood group no longer exists. As time passed, the members went their own ways, and we now believe it's time to end this great project. We have received many questions about what happened to Channel X or Y, and we want to clarify that decisions related to other members' channels are personal and independent choices. What each person does with their channel is not our concern. With love, Apu and LGGJ. What especially saddens me is that the Irmandad group was truly large. They created popular series from scratch and contributed to major projects like Topcraft, which remains beloved by those who watched it. Carlin Duplay, and he's a pretty old creator on the platform with his channel starting back in 2014. Recently, he made a lot of Minecraft and Roblox content, averaging about 25,000 views. With almost 1,500 videos and more than 1,060,000 subscribers, now he streams Tigrinho, which unfortunately can end up indirectly influencing people towards addiction. Honestly, I spoke with him about this in November and December, and he explained a lot about his personal life. Problems and difficulties aside, it's not worth discussing here. I don't mean to be rude, but I totally disagree with their stance. These YouTubers should at least tell the audience why this is happening. If it was really about money, they could have stopped after 6 months of earning well, but no, they keep promoting this to a young audience. In the channel description, I found a very interesting sentence. Quote, "Thank you for 1 million subscribers." End quote. Really, as people say, trust is an ungrateful woman. And yes, I'm sure the audience means a lot to the creator, just not more, of course, than money. Nissan we've passed 1 million and are now in the millions. Nissan has 2,120,000 subscribers who mainly watch Minecraft, Roblox and some reaction videos. Her channel features videos with millions of views and many with hundreds of thousands, all within 3 years. Despite the numbers, she disappeared, then returned with a curious video marking the end of Nissan's channel. In this video, she speaks sadly, but her words seem funny now given the channel's current state. The rent of Tigrinho.
I realized what I was posting wasn't cool content and not what I wanted to make, but I just couldn't do anything better at that moment. I was pushing myself really hard, and even so, I still couldn't deliver what I wanted.
Yes, Nissan, it's obvious you value your work. After posting one of the 3 videos and noticing lower engagement, she sold out to Tigrinho. All your longtime subscribers now face the risk of a disease that can cause irreversible brain damage. Multi. She's also a long-time creator, starting her channel in 2016. Since then, she has posted over 3,000 mostly Minecraft videos. With all due respect, someone like her, with 500 million channel views, definitely didn't make a small amount of money. We're discussing nearly 10 years, but that's still no excuse. 2 weeks ago, Tigrinho videos and live streams began. In the comments, besides the bots programmed to give credibility to the scam, you still find every now and then a fan who genuinely believes she was hacked. That's right, my friends, she wasn't, she just decided to prioritize something more relevant. Mr. Pedro, this is a funny case. Mr. Pedro has created content for nearly 10 years, producing over 8,000 videos. He gained fame in 2015 and 2016 with the DR crew, making several viral videos. Now he has nearly 3 million subscribers. What's funny is that even after selling out and streaming Tigrinho, Mr. Pedro still stays active and posts videos regularly, as if nothing's changed. That's something rare to see, encouraging kids to follow you while at the same time promoting gambling. In that regard, really, congratulations for continuing to show your face. Juam. It's time to move past the 2 million mark. Juam is a YouTuber who plays games like Fortnite, Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto 5 and Lego. He now has 3.4 million subscribers, but before he quit 9 months ago, engagement had really dropped. And this is when valence would be a very important topic, which has already been discussed by some other content creators. But what about the financial aspect? And that's a convincing argument. The person does this simply because they need money. Few things are as desperate as a financial crisis in adult life. If you faced a serious health issue or a family emergency, it's understandable you might act against your beliefs in desperation. But if you've been doing this for 4 to 6 months, it's not just a financial problem anymore. You're knowingly making money from naive people and promoting a possible illness, and disrespecting the kids who watched you, showing you didn't care. The question is, what is your honor worth? Mine? 2 sodas and a snack. You could have at least come out publicly, explained, and said why this happened. Papile. I saved this one for last because it's nearly unbelievable. So far, we've talked about YouTubers with huge subscriber numbers and some even with massive views, but Papile is on another level. She posted her first video 9 years ago, and since then, she's gained 8,740,000 subscribers. A nearly 10 million subscriber channel with child-focused Minecraft and Roblox content was sold or rented to Tigrinho. She has more than 2,000 videos and over 1 billion views. Man, that's a lot of money. Her viral videos are totally for kids, reaching an audience of maybe 3, 4, or 5 years old, a very, very young audience. What's even crazier is that many of these videos featured Minguado. They featured a YouTuber who, 7 years ago, the whole internet made fun of because he forced a bizarrely childish voice on his own kid's channel, and today some kids' channels have become centers for promoting gambling, addiction, and exposure to a disease. Gamarin. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions, Gamarin, who was extremely influential a few years ago, managed to reach over 5 million subscribers and 2 billion views, twice as much as Papil. However, it's impossible to verify these numbers exactly. Why? Because you can't find his channel if you search for it now? It turns out that supposedly Gea actually sold his channel to people to promote Tigrinho, and these people possibly violated the platform's guidelines and ended up losing everything. And I remember that at some point, at some private event or some gathering like that, a specific YouTuber, one of the biggest nowadays, came to tell me that Fulano had supposedly sold the channel for 500,000 rays. And I personally don't believe in such a high amount, but yes, for sure, we're talking about 6 figures. Resident Evil, just kidding. Resident obviously didn't rent or sell his channel to Tigrinho, but then you must be wondering what his name is doing in this video? Well, as we know, Resident Evil rose to fame because of Minecraft many years ago. He created many series and was highly influential, with millions or possibly over 1 billion views for his blocky game videos. It turns out that bizarrely the internet ended up realizing that all this chaos because of the butterfly effect is connected to Resident Evil from 2018, who decided to give visibility and ask out an up-and-coming YouTuber at the time. And what is the name of this celebrity? Virginia Fonseca.
Wow, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be so...
I'm going to be embarrassed.
Do you want to see? Are you sure? Do you want to date me?
You are...
Do you want to date me? Look what's coming here. Look what's coming here.
That's right, my friends. The butterfly effect means she likely wouldn't be where she is today without the push from Resende 7 years ago. None of this would have happened without Minecraft.
What's up, guys and girls? How's it going? Resende is here to bring you another video.
Viral Minecraft videos created the CPI of bets, whether you like it or not. Also, an influencer became famous for criticizing a beauty product made by Virginia. His name Felka. And what's Felka's role in all this? He's the most influential and incisive creator when it comes to the fight against bets. And of course, maybe Felka has a glass roof because he's been involved in some controversies before. People are going to find that to use against him. But in terms of message, in terms of content, we can say that at the very least, he's saying coherent things.
So, is it worth it for you to keep going?
That's something I'm gonna go home and think about.
Is it worth it for you to continue? I'll think about that at home.
That already helps me.
She's going to think about it. She said, look, Diva, Vi, is it worth continuing? Look, just watching this ridiculous CPI here, seeing people laughing with me, I think it's worth it. Depending on the value, it's worth it. I'll go home, think about it, and take a look, okay? I'll see if I keep scamming desperate people with nothing to eat, who still believe in hope. I'll see, okay? Oh, please, it would help me so much. Okay, no, don't worry. It's all right, okay? But I won't get punished, right? No, Virginia. No, we're going to kiss your feet. We're going to adore you. We're going to ask for a photo for Instagram because you're the diva. You're above the law and order. What's that, man?
If you clicked on this video curious about what a Minecraft channel could say about such a major fight in our country's history, it's important to remember Minecraft begins and ends stories making both heroes and villains. We're not just talking about a little game, we're talking about entertainment and the imagination of hundreds of millions of children and teenagers. It doesn't matter how dear the influencer seems to you, and it doesn't matter how much you don't believe that he would ever do you any harm. They lie, I guarantee you we lie. In this context, another question comes up. How much do they get paid to lie and deceive you and others? That depends on the creator's influence and how much he must abandon his values. I personally have already talked to these people who had rented channels and they showed me the statistics, the payments. Some of them made over 60,000 reais in a single month. I'm not sure if they all get the same amount, split it, or if it's more or less. I can guarantee with absolute certainty it's over tens of thousands of reais monthly. That's a lot. Yes, probably blood-stained money, and maybe you wonder, whose blood? I've seen several people take the point of view that if you're dumb enough to believe in the easy money story with Tigrinho, then you really deserve to lose your money. Every day a hustler and a sucker leave their homes, it's simply natural selection at work. And I personally understand this argument, and many times I adopt it myself. If a guy over 18 chooses to gamble and use slot machines, he may not be showing much intelligence. But we can't forget that things aren't so black and white like that. And this kind of subject is much closer to a huge gray area. Our thoughts reflect all the influences in our lives, our origins, birth era, upbringing, and education. Consider having minimal schooling while growing up poor and desperate for food in a hostile environment. Suddenly, a daily content creator you follow introduces you to a platform promoting only profits and easy money. Imagine that maybe you're only 12, 14, 16 years old and you want to help your mother. You never see your favorite YouTuber losing. He's an influential guy with a fancy car, a big house, and a woman. Anyway, there are many reasons that can lead someone to deposit money in a betting site. Here's where the real issue starts. You might deposit 20, double it to 40, and actually win, with the money going into your account. But my friends, the house always wins. When someone wins, another loses. Some deposit for the first time, others for the 25th. These games are designed to be addictive. From the platform's interface to the little music. All of that messes with parts of your brain that even you, no matter how educated you are, don't even know exist. These platform creators spent years pulling you into this hole. And if there's one message I want to leave with this video, it's this: don't fall for it. You don't have to be manipulated. If it's still hard for someone to grasp the real risk that betting represents, maybe some articles with names will help. In May 2025, Luana Campos Carneiro, 25, died by suicide after losing 140,000 reais betting on the Tigrinho game. Angela Maria Camilo da Paz, 39, racked up over $500,000 in debt from her addiction to online casino games like the airplane game. She died by suicide in December 2023. Her family learned of her addiction afterward. Adriano Montero, a 31-year-old electronics technician, lost 170,000 reais in online sports betting. He sold his house and car, then suffered deep depression. This goes far beyond just gamblers harming themselves. In February 2023, after losing 20,000 reais in pool bets, 2 men returned armed to a bar and caused a tragedy involving 7 people, including a 12-year-old girl. It doesn't just harm one person, it destroys relationships and impacts unrelated third parties. There is no shortage of stories. People of all ages and backgrounds are experiencing serious, sometimes irreversible gambling problems. I think the story speaks for itself. To conclude, I want you to remember the quote from the person considered the greatest exponent of English writing in the 20th century in his fiction called 1984, which is hardly fictional. Quote, "Soccer, beer, and above all gambling filled the horizon of their minds. Controlling them was easy.